So please introduce yourself, tell us your name, age, and where you live.
I'm Sibu. I'm 35 years old. I'm staying at number 73 Benz Road, Salt River in Cape Town.
Great. Now, Sibu, you have just completed the DBSP's micro business startup program that was facilitated by City Mission. Why did you decide to come on this program?
The reason, there are obviously varied reasons that I'm here, but the most is because of the need that I saw among our people, especially the youth. You see, there's so much potential, but it's very rare for them to sort of find a place that they can give a birth into those potential. So for me, I actually wanted to have a skill so that I can implement to others as well.
So you see yourself as taking what you learned on this course and using it to train others?
That's correct.
So the course meant that much to you, did it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that'll be excellent. So how did the course benefit you?
Yeah, like for instance, it was not my first time to be involved in a business training, but the previous businesses training that I've attended, it was more about theory.
Yes.
You see, and from there, when the facilitator ends the course, is nowhere to be found. You see, and from there you end up like left with full of knowledge without any practical or any implementation. So out of this, to me, that was an eye-opener, because from the beginning, it was much more focused into implementation than the theory.
So you're talking about the DBSP course now was much more?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what did, practically, how did that benefit you?
A lot. As now I am talking to you, I can see my WhatsApp. Those are my customers. They're actually waiting for my product. If you can see also the phone. Yeah. And even now the product that I'm having, it's trending. You see, yesterday I actually bought a stock of 23 products.
What were those products?
I'm selling a hat and a scarf. That's a set. You see, I'm selling each with 100 rand. You see, I'm telling you, it runs like a wildfire. You see, so yesterday I managed to make 2,000.
Wow.
You see, so that is why I'm saying that, it works. It's like a magic. It's like we have given us a magic. Yeah.
Now, how did you come up with this idea of selling hats and scarves? And tell us what there was the money-making exercise on the course, right?
Exactly.
So tell us, how did you start off? How much did you start off with? How much did you make? What were you doing? Those type of questions.
Actually, this comes from the three factors. The need, you see, and also the seasons. Because when I look at the season, I saw that it is getting to winter season. You see, probably people will actually need something that is warm. You see, and I know that there's a lot of competition when it comes to clothes and stuff. But when it comes to a hat and scarf, it is a normal marketing, which is one hat and also one scarf. But now it's very rare to find a set, you see, which is hat and the scarf as a set. You see, so that is where I saw that was a great opportunity for me to hit the market. Yeah. Yes.
That's fantastic. And so that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing right now.
Yes.
But did you start that while on the course, or what were you doing while on the course?
I actually started while I'm busy doing a course. Yeah.
Yeah, the DBSP training. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. And how much money did you start with on the DBSP training?
My first product was selling chocolate assorted. You see, but then I noticed that I didn't have enough time. You see, because I also have to balance my work as well.
Yes.
And also there was a limitation of public transport that will take for me to spot A to spot B.
Right.
And also there was a lot of money expenditure that I have to use, you see, and then when I look at my profit, it was too little.
That's on the sweets and chocolates.
Exactly. That is why I decided, no, let me leave that product and then come up with this new one. Yeah.
And how much money did you use to buy your first batch of chocolates to sell?
It was $49.99.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And with that, the total cost of my selling, it was 960.
All right.
Yeah.
Is 960, is that how much money you actually spent on the product? Or
Yes.
so you bought products over and over again as the course went on, is that right?
No, that was a total profit.
Oh, total profit.
Yes.
Okay, 960.
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's excellent.
Yeah.
And then how did you employ the 960?
How did I?
Employ the 960. How did you use the 960? What happened to the 960?
I
Let's say that.
took that very same capital and then I started now this this business, which is the head and the scarf set. Yeah.
So that was your startup capital, and from that, you said a few moments ago, you've made over 2,000.
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's excellent. What were the main things that you learnt whilst on the training?
What are the
Main things you learnt whilst on the training?
There's a lot. There's a lot, but I can mention few. The first one was the exercise that you have asked us to do, like to go outside and check what we see outside. You see, and then we come up with what we exactly saw. You see, and then you change that into a business perspective. You see, so that was a mind shift. You see, and from there, that is where the way of seeing things started to change in my life, even now as I'm speaking.
So that was where we asked you as a class to go and what do you see, and you came and you saw trees and flowers and people and that type of thing.
Yes.
And then the facilitator came in and he saw business opportunities where you saw things. That's what you're referring to.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So the second one was how to balance, especially your finances, your business and your finances. You see, because most of the time we just run a business without managing the business properly. You see, and from there we'll end up even using the very same profit for another things. You see, and at the end of the day, the business end up dead.
Yeah.
You see,
So you use the money from other non-related, non-business related things. That's what you're meaning. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So and the third one was how to beat your competitor. The story of the guy in Maupane, in Mamelodi. I know exactly where you were talking about. I know the place. You see, and to me that was a highlight of the moment. You see, when he find into that new area, there was 7 different shops. You see, but he come up applying the principles. You see, and then I ask myself, how can I not do that as well? You see, like for instance, now I'm not feeling any threats, even if there can be a competition. I know exactly how to beat a competition. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And also that doesn't apply only into a business aspect. It also apply into my personal life as well. Yeah, like get to know about what is happening to other people's life and stuff, and also celebrate, you see, their success as well, and also be willing to hold them when they are falling. You see, that was a classic for me. Yeah.
And you didn't know these things before you came on the training?
No. No, I didn't know.
Okay.
You see, because I also never experienced such a approach in any business. You see, like for instance, there's a lot of spaza shops that are run by Somalis. You see, and they don't have a way to approach their customers. You see, even if you go to a big market, You see, no one is interested about your life. You see, so for me, that is why I'm saying that that was a classic moment. Yeah, and also a highlight as well.
Excellent. So, what was the biggest impression that the course made on you?
The biggest impression, the course actually take me off into my high horses, because my mind in terms of business, I was like thinking to start making a business that I will get a profit of 1 million.
Right.
You see, but the course, I mean, take me into the first basics of how to start a business. You see, I mean, I never imagined myself like selling sweets, but I'm telling you, the response that I received from the customers, I mean, for me, that was a highly motivation. You see, and from there, then I understand that there's nothing that happens without any reason.
Yes.
So it is a purpose from God that made me to be where I am in terms of learning a business. So yeah, that was a highlight of the moment for me.
So would you say that before coming on this course, because you needed to start a business with 100 Rand, right? That was your maximum capital.
Yes.
Did you believe that was possible before coming on the course?
I didn't believe that was possible. I believe that was possible, but not for me, for other people that are doing that business. Like for instance, I'm talking about the people that are street vendors and stuff.
Yes.
You see, so I believe that those people can start it. But I realize that they are also needing the help of this course. You see, so that is why I'm saying that, I mean, for me, I never thought that I can be able to start a business with 100 Rand. Yeah.
So clearly your mind has been changed by that.
Yeah, I mean, it has been changed. It has been changed.
How do you think this training will actually impact your life? And explain why you say that, what you're about to say.
I had a chat yesterday with my classmates. You see, the guys that I have attended the program with.
Your colleagues, yeah.
Exactly.
You had a chat with them.
I said to them, you know, at the end, at this time of the month,
right,
I used to have nothing in my pocket.
Right.
And at this time of the month, my mind was starting to think about where can I get a loan of 300 that will take me to the end of the month.
Yeah.
You see, but I mean now I don't have even a stress. Even if a young child can come to me saying that, Sibu, can you please buy me a chips? I mean, I've got enough pocket money. You see, so and also the seed that you have been planted into our lives. I'm telling you, and there's the different soils. You see that you planted the seed, but if I can put it in this way, you have planted the seed into the right soils. You see, because we didn't take it this lightly. You see, from the beginning. You see, as I'm talking to you now, my colleagues, I mean, are everywhere. You see, like I'm left and right and center, selling their product and stuff. You see, so yeah, it's a pity for me that I have this interview. Otherwise, I would not even be here.
Be making money.
Exactly.
Well, we've noticed how your phone has been beeping all the time.
You see, and I mean, I'm just counting now. I mean, how much money that I lost there. But I mean, obviously, this is not going to take so long.
Yes. No, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you look at the other courses that you've been on, obviously you attended with other people on these courses. Would you say that they're running businesses today or not? You just told us that your colleagues are out making money right this minute.
Yes.
Would you say that the other ones are out making money? They're from your previous classes that you've been to, not DBSP training?
I think to them it's a matter of want to achieve their own goals. Yeah, it is not the passion of seeing other people being successful. You see, and also like the way I see it, it's like when you get a funding of doing this, so it's a matter of how to use that funding. But if what is the ending results after you left, you don't care. You see, but this one, it is more about seeing other people's life change totally. You see, so yeah, I can I'm explaining that way. Yeah, like for instance, I thought I knew business. You see, out of that theory. You see, but this course proved me wrong. You see, proved me wrong. Yeah.
What did you think of the research work that you had to do? Because the course was quite based upon research.
Exactly.
What did you think of that, having to do all that research?
Yeah, at first, because I done a course that also include research. You see, so at the beginning I was like, hey, I am repeating the very same thing. You see, and one of the challenges was, if we go and do research and then we write it down, the very same facilitators, they will steal our ideas.
Wow.
You see,
Yes.
so I mean, out of this, the research was more on helping me to know much more better about the product that I want to sell. You see, not for you to have anything with it, but to help me understand much more or get more exposed to the product that I want to sell.
So I guess that by saying that you mean that the research that you did on this course was different from the research you did on the other course?
Definitely, it was very, very much different.
Do you think that it was empowering for you?
Definitely.
In what way?
It has empowered me. As I'm saying now, I mean, if I didn't make the research, I don't think that now I would be selling this hat and scarf set. You see, and also I didn't know how to market my business. You see, because I mean, I'm not selling my product to the people that I know.
Right.
It's just that I'm using the strategies of marketing. You see, yeah.
So what strategies are you using just to market your product?
Like for instance, I use social media.
You're using your phone there, huh?
Yeah, my phone is ringing. You see, and I mean these are my customers.
Right.
You see, I'm using social media.
Right.
I'm also using a verbal contact.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And also I'm using phone calls as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, when the time goes by, I'm planning to open up a new account on Facebook as well. Yeah.
Business account.
Exactly, business account.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. How do you see yourself going in the future as far as business goes? What do you intend doing in the future? You got ideas?
Yes, I do have ideas. One, of which it's something that comes now. When I said now, recently, I've seen that many people they wearing jeans, and when I look at their jeans, you see the dye ink gets off, and the quality still very new. And from there, they will put that jean into the wardrobe. And their heart still in that jean. But the disappointment is the ink that is off, the dye that is off into the jean. You see, and I mean, I look around the whole Cape Town. I don't have, or I never see any place that is renewing the jeans. So I also made a research, and I find the ink, you see, but now I'm strategizing how to go about that business. But the minute that I started, it will hit the market. You see, like for instance, I've got 3 jeans. They're still new, but it's just that the dye is off. You see, but I love them so much. You see, and so it will be the answer also into my genes as well. You see, and from there I made a research. I mean, more or less 11 people saying that, Sibu, we can buy into this business.
Wow.
You see, as well as I share with you about the phone mobiles. Yes, in prison for visitors that are coming outside.
Okay. Yeah.
You see, because I have seen within the departments of correctional service into the whole country, they actually don't have like a proper storage for the phones for the people that are coming outside. You see,
So you have tons of ideas.
I've got tons of ideas.
That's exciting.
Exactly.
Did
And
you-
now the DBSP
Right.
actually gave me a platform to give birth into those ideas.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And you didn't have that before you came on the training.
You mean a what?
That way of birthing
No, I
those
didn't
ideas.
have. I didn't have that. Yeah, but now I've got that passion. Yeah.
Now on the course, we also had a lot of class discussions and exercises. Were those helpful for you? And in what way?
Yeah, it was helpful for me. The first thing, I mean, we didn't know one another.
Yes.
You see, so that interaction, that's where I get to know my fellow classmates. You see, and also I like to learn from others. You see, I am not that person that knows everything. You see, so for me to listen to other people's ideas, you see, and I allow people to speak over my life. You see, so, and also the unit and also the teamwork. I mean, that was something that really was highlighted into the course and also into the groups. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned a little bit earlier on that you were wanting to empower others. And would it be part of your dreams and goals to actually train others using DBSP materials and that?
Definitely. Definitely. It will be a part of my dream, because I grew up in a family where it was me and my father. I mean, as a young boy, I saw my father. He was a person that was more curious to know about what is happening to other people's life. Not only by verbal, also in action. He was there to feel their needs and stuff. So whatever that I have, I believe it's not for me. You see, there must be someone that will benefit as well.
So it's not for you alone.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's not for me alone. You see, so like for instance now, I'm just thinking when I am going to start to run the program, you see, so that I cannot have this momentum of excitement alone. You see, I believe that there are a lot of people that also need this passion that I have, this energy that I have with the business. Yeah.
So you'd love to take people on the journey, so to speak, with you.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. What would be your advice to someone? Okay, let me start the question again. Would you advise someone else to come on this course, and why?
Yes, I would advise someone to come to the course because it's affordable. You see, and you learn a lot. You see, and also it's something that will stick into your brain till the end of time. And I said yesterday, you know, the way the course was designed, if you have tasted the course, I'm telling you, if you are not doing any sales, you feel like you are guilty. You feel like you are guilty. You feel like you are causing a sin. You see, that's how the course so powerful. You see, so I mean, I would advise for someone to take this opportunity. As I'm saying, it's affordable, but I'm telling you, it's something that will change your life, as well as your generation.
So do you think that people would be willing to pay for the information that they receive from this course?
Yeah,
I mean, would you have been willing to pay for it?
Yeah, definitely, because I mean 100 rand, it's nothing. It's nothing. And when I look at the material of the course, I mean it costs more than that. You see, so yeah.
We've come to the end of the interview, Sibu. Any other last comments that you'd like to make?
My last comment is I thank God about Chris Black. Yeah, and I'm saying this not to make him happy, as he's the one that taking this video, but the impact that you have played into our lives, I mean, it's more than you can imagine. You see, I mean, we come from a rough background, you see, and we were the forerunners. You see, so whatever that you give to us, you must understand it will multiply. You see, our world structure is not a selfish system. You see, it's a sharing and caring system. That is why today there's so much gangs, crimes and everything. You see, because it's all about sharing. So for us, being these change people, you see, whatever that we have, we just want to share. So you planted the seed to me, but to me, there are 1,000 that will benefit. You see, so that is why I'm saying that I really thank God about you, as well as the platform that you have given us. You see, so I don't want to make any promises, but as I was saying to you earlier on, we will meet in top. One day I will be in this very same shoes that you are.
I look forward to that. I look forward to that greatly. Do you you want to say anything to City Mission as the facilitators of this course who organized it?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just thinking back. That is one of our prayers. That was one of our prayers. You see, praying to God, because we are dealing with the people that are in need. You see, and also it's very difficult for us to talk about God into their situation, and yet we don't have nothing that will help them physically.
Yes.
You see, and of which we don't want to add a number into those people that are doing that. So our prayers was, God, can you really direct us to people that can buy into the idea and understand what we are doing. You see,
as City Mission, that's what you mean, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was a process. You see, I mean, if I can recall, that was 4 years back. You see, as God now answered our prayers.
Wow.
So that is why I'm saying that, I mean, this is a great initiative for City Mission as well. And also I'm so glad that I'm part of this movement or new excitement adventure.
And on the ground floor.
On the ground floor as well, yes.
Great. Sibu, thank you.
Sorry, once again, I'd like to say thank you so much to the Tuval, which is the CEO, which is my boss. You see, because I mean, I know that was her heart's desire to see this is happening. You see, and also the contribute and the investment that she have made out of this. You see, I really admire her and I appreciate her about the effort. And also I pray to God that God can extend to where Saint Mission have take the what do you call it, the money to invest into this program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Sibu, thank you very much for talking to us, and we wish you all the very best with your business activities. And I personally look forward to interviewing you in 3-4 years' time.
Yes.
And seeing to what heights you've risen. Because I
Yes.
believe you're going to rise to some great heights.
Thank you so much.
Great.
And also, you out of what you have just said, you must be careful that you expect you to interview me in 4 years' time. It might happen in a different way. That me interviewing you in 4 years' time within my business.
I look forward to that. That's great. Good.
Yeah, thank you.